Good morning, beekeepers. It's Keith here. It's August the 21st. It's Friday morning. It's 75 degrees. It's about 8:30 in the morning. It's a beautiful day. We're going to go out here and inspect my 6 hives, make sure there's brood, and see how the stores are for wintertime, see if I need to start feeding them yet. And then I'm going to do another OA treatment. So let's go to it. We're going to start off with number 6 here, which was my swarm hive. It's been doing great. It's still building comb. And I want to check the honey box, see if it's ready to pull, and then check for brood and see where we are for wintertime. All right. Since it's still quite early, I like to smoke them a little bit more because there's a lot more of the foragers that are still in the box than normal. See, lots of comb on these. It's really been building them out. I wasn't really expecting to get anything off of this hive this year, but we'll see. I see capped over comb. Let me use my little tool here. Just makes it so much easier to pull these out. Look at that. Almost completely capped over honey. Both sides. Second one is completely full, mostly capped. It's definitely got some honey ready to pull, almost. And it could use a little more. It's probably 80% capped every frame. Acorn frame. They've completely drawn it out and capped it. Fully capped on one side, open on the other. And that's a heavy frame. It's completely packed. Let's give it a little shake. Yeah, nothing but bees fall out. Another acorn frame. Capping it off. What's really funny is they weren't building out the acorn frames much at all. They fully built out, capping them. What happened to change that is I made my solar wax melter, and I had it set out. See, another acorn frame, almost completely built out. And here's the last acorn frame. If I can get my fingers down in there. Not completely built out, but they are working on it. So I've got maybe 7 frames ready to harvest. But I built my solar wax melter, and it was sitting out in front of this hive about 20 feet. They were stealing the wax out of my wax melter and coming over here and building out these frames. So it's kind of funny. That was my wax to make stuff with. I haven't really gotten into it much yet, so it's not a big deal. I'd rather see them build out frames. I'd rather see this than a candle. This is awesome. All right, so now to make a decision on pulling this honey, I need to see how much honey is in the deep boxes. Because if they haven't stored enough down here, then I can't pull the honey. All right. Now let's make them mad again, because we got to take this box off. Take this box off it. Goodness. It's heavy. All that wonderful honey. Gotta find a place to set it down. There we go. Alright, this is my bye-bye beetle trap. Seems to be working great because I don't have beetles. Set that aside. Oops. Oops. Push it. Well, I need this frame because it's very huge. Maybe I can go up to here. There's plenty of resources that would allow me to pull my honey super. That answers the question. This is the top brood box. This side's completely honey. This side is completely brood. I mean, wall to wall. That is beautiful. Get the hanger again. Yeah, I'll do this briefly. I don't want that brood to be sitting out too long. Because it is only 75 degrees. We don't want that brood chilled. Alright, take a look at that. It is built out a 1/2 inch over the size of the frame. Both sides are capped. The next frame has almost nothing on it. Well, it's got capped honey on the other side. So one side's empty, the other side's capped honey. It's all right. I'll put that back. Let's look at some more brood frames. Okay, a bunch of hatched out in the middle. Cells are clean. Yep. All right. So I'm gonna stop right there because got lots of brood, got lots of resources. And I know these other frames over here are all packed with honey. And I want to get this brood back in there before it gets cold. Get down on the frame, girls. Okay, carefully drop that back in there. All right. So we're in good shape. I'm not going to pull this honey yet. I'm going to put it right back on there because there's still time for them to raise some more bees, to pack some more honey in there. Don't want to forget my beetle trap. So this one's in good shape. And we'll just let that one continue on and move to the next one. Gonna head over to the east side and get them knocked out. Okay, this is the east side. You take this little box, look at this little box here. Kind of concerned there's not a lot of bees flying. Yeah, they're in there. They're just still sleeping. That'll wake them up. Found a beetle. Kind of makes me wonder if I got a beetle trap in here. All right. Population's not looking good. But let's look and see what they've got. Breaking them up like this is one of the things that I found that really helps when you start pulling frames. If they've already been broke loose a little bit before you start trying to manipulate the frames. That's a heavy packed frame of honey. A drawn out frame of, that was a frame that I pulled out that was from harvested honey, and they've cleaned it up and got it ready for either laying in or putting honey up, either one, but it's ready to go. Looks like they're stealing some wax off of it. This time of year they'll do that though. Okay. Mostly frame of honey. Yep. That side's full of honey. That's another medium frame that they moved over here, or I moved. And they're filling it with nectar. That one's full of brood. Yep, it's surrounded all the way to the edge. Got a little honey on the corners and around the capped brood in the middle. All the way around it is larvae. And if we look on the other side, we have the same thing. I don't know if you can see that, but there's larvae all the way around the capped brood there. All right, complete frame of honey on one side. The other side has some larvae that's hatched out. And it looks like there may have been some eggs, because it looks like a little bit of royal jelly in the bottom of some of those cells. So she may have laid that one up just within the last day. Hey, how you like that? A little special down there on the bottom. And they built this, because it's a medium frame and a deep super. So they built comb out on the bottom of the frame, which I knew they would do, but I'm out of deep frames, so they're putting honey in that one. They'll build that out all the way across. And we're gonna let them do it. All right, next frame is honey. And a full frame of honey. And a full frame of honey. So, it's kind of a low population. But they're building. And they're putting away some more resources. What I might do on this one, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and set it up so I can feed it. That way they can go ahead and get the rest of these frames. I want to get them more resources. They're good right now, but more resources. And if I feed them real light syrup, 1-to-1, then it could help them build a lot more brood between now and wintertime. Because this is going to be a really small hive if they don't build out some more brood before winter. All right, so we're good on that one. Let me see if I can get a beetle trap in there. All right, good news, I have 2 more beetle traps. Put that right on top of that box. Yeah, I think I'll turn that around. And I'll put the metal on there in a minute, but it'll be in my way if I put it on there now, so. This one has 2 honey supers on top. One I know is full. There we go, 2 honey supers on top. This one always has lots of bearding going on in the afternoons. I do have a feeder on top with a rear entrance, and they will beard on the back around that entrance. All right, let's see if we're ready to pull a couple of honey supers. Well, in case you haven't seen my jar feeders, got a screen on there so I can set invert jars up on top and feed them. Usually only use 1 jar, but it's got room for 2. Haven't fed any this year, but now that it's fall, once I know that there's no more nectar coming in, I'll have to start feeding them. All right, that's a beautiful sight. It's an acorn frame that's built out. One side is packed, not just bees, it's full of honey because it won't drip out. Take that one out. Give me room for my stand. So I can pull these frames and look at them. I can tell that one's full of honey. Pretty heavy. Nothing's capped, but it's full. Acorn frame, fully drawn out and full of honey. I love that. And a regular frame, completely full of honey. They're starting to cap it. Another full frame. And a partially drawn out acorn frame with, yeah, they're putting nectar in that side. Acorn frame, fully drawn out. They're loading it with nectar. So this box has got a couple of frames that are full. That one's full because it's heavy. But as you can see, there's nothing capped. But it's completely packed. Nothing drips out. And I've seen this a lot with my bees where our humidity is horrible. and they just don't cap it, but then I get ready to extract it and it's around 18% every time. Yep, same there, completely full, no caps. And the last frame in the box is an acorn frame. One side's drawn out, the other side they've started. So I'm going to turn it around. Okay, so this box is not ready for harvest. There might be a couple of frames that are good, but we got plenty of time. It's towards the end of August. We still have maybe a month of weather that's going to be in the 80s and 90s. I've noticed nearby where there's some new flowers are blooming on vines. So there's going to be some fall nectar that they're going to be able to get. Now around me, I haven't seen any goldenrod, but I'm in town and goldenrod's a weed. All right, I don't know where my camera cut off, but you can see all the bees on the front because I put my honey banded in my fume board on the top so I can pull this honey super. It runs them out of there really well. The warmer it is, the better it works. Already got a few up in there. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm gonna set it down right here and put the stuff back on it. All right, as you can see, they built a boatload of bridge comb. I'm gonna clean that up real quick. Let me do a little smoke here. You're in my way to cut this bridge comb off. So they've propolized under the bye-bye beetle trap to trap beetles under the trap. Go ahead and get rid of a little more bridge comb between the frames there. All right, so we'll put this other frame box back on now. All right, I don't need this trap on that one because it's already got one. Since I need the feeder on this one, I'm going to go ahead and swap the inner cover and that feeder. And then put the top back on it. Then I can take my feeder over here. And that will allow me to put some 1-to-1 sugar on that one and see if I can get them to grow a little bit more. This blew off during the storms we had last week. All right. They are still in it. Let's move it so that they're not as inclined to go back in that box. Oops, need to cover. So for now, all right, that'll do it for this side. And then I'll come back on the west side in a minute. All right. All right, we're on the west side now. We're going to take a look and see how these hives have progressed. See if we've got some more honey to pull on this side. Now this one is growing, but numbers are low. Stores are weak. Probably going to start feeding this one pretty soon as well. Well, I don't know. I see a box of capped honey. Let's just see what we got. Capped honey, both sides. Oops, didn't break them all loose, did I? Capped honey, both sides. Capped honey, both sides. Capped honey, both sides. That's 4 frames. An acorn frame, capped on one side, close to half capped on the other side. Capped honey, both sides. This box, if it wasn't for the fact that this is a single deep, I mean, I could harvest this box of honey. I mean, single deeps can survive. Full 75% capped on one side and started capping on the other. Capped on one side, half capped on the other. And the last frame in the honey box, capped on both sides. Notice I had a beetle bait on there and there's no beetles. Beginning to like these. Now then, do I want to do it a single brood box on this? Because there is no brood in the top at all. Let me look and see if there's any stores in the bottom box. If there's plenty of stores, they could make it. I mean, just because there's not a lot of bees doesn't mean they can't survive. A lot of people do single brood management and have their bees survive every winter. That's almost nothing on one side. A little honey store on the other side. Not enough to count. And yes, that does anger the bees, but makes it a whole lot easier for a frame like that. I can put it back in a lot easier. There's no bees hanging out on it. A little smoke in the face. That's a full frame of honey. Oops. I killed a few there. Hope my queen wasn't in there. Okay, let's try not to do that anymore. Deep frames are heavy, especially when they're all honey. See that one, the part that's not drawn out is the only part that's not packed with capped honey. Surprisingly enough, the bees aren't coming after me after dropping that frame. It's kind of a surprise. All right, there we got brood. Oh, we got a lot of brood surrounded by honey. A lot of larvae. Let me get my clamp off of there so I can see it. Oh yeah, all the way around the cap brood is larvae. So that's one good frame of brood. All right, that frame is probably a frame full of eggs because I see a little bit of royal jelly in the bottom of the frame. That one is nice. Lots of pollen. Possibly eggs. So carefully put them back. Gotta be careful. I don't know where my queen is, so. There's a bee with pollen. Nice orange pollen. Big patch of capped brood. Big patch of capped brood. Lots of larvae around it. Carefully set that back in there. Okay. I'm going to quit right there because I got lots of brood. I got lots of honey in the bottom box. I can pull this honey box. I think what I'll do is I'll put this one in next to that one. Nah, because this one is built out well past the frame and packed with honey. So I need that little cushion of space since this one isn't drawn out. Gives me room. I think for now I'm going to put this honey box back on there. And I may pull it later. It's tempting to put a deep on there, but look at all the bees that come off that box. Now I'm getting smoke in the face. Not a big shot. I actually believe this box needs room. But I don't have another deep with frames. I think what I'll do is I've got a partial deep and I'll fill it with mediums. Okay, so what I'm going to do is they need the room to grow. I'm going to pull this honey super, but I'm going to put a deep box on there that's mostly medium frames underneath this honey super, and then put my fume board on it to drive the bees down, because there's too many bees if I just take this honey super off, there's too many bees that aren't going to have a place to go. So we're going to disturb them one more time. I don't want to use medium frames, but that's all I have. I will not have this problem next year. Next year I will have a lot more boxes. There's just so many bees in this box. And they don't know where to go. Because I've disturbed the hive. I still got a bunch down here on the ground. Alright. Alright, that's gonna hopefully they'll make their way back. Okay, let me put my trap back on there. For now, I'm going to put this cover back. And then on top of that, I'm going to put the fume board to try to push them out into that other box. Still got quite a few down there, but it's all okay. All right. Now, to give them some breathing room, I'm going to move all the way down to my box down here on the end. Let's see what we got going on. See if we got a box of honey that we can pull from this one. You can tell these are all harvester bees because they all just flew off. Worker bees. Right now there may not be anything for them to forage. So they may all be just loafers right now. All right, let's get the stand and see how much honey we got in this box. We have nothing but a built-out frame. Two more Clean, built-out frames with nothing in them. It's okay. Because I put these were harvested frames, and I put them back on here. That is a full frame. It's capped on one side. Put these back on there so if they had honey to harvest, full, partially capped, empty. That's funny. Every frame, one side is full and capped, the other side's empty. It's like they know if it's a frame that's capped on both sides, I'm going to take it. Surprise, I can take these too. Alright, it's fully capped on one side. It's full and about half capped on the other side. Next frame is about 70% capped on one side and partially filled on the other. So they're kind of holding to the theme. That one's kind of full on, well, it's got nectar on this side. You can kind of tell because the nectar is clear for us. When it's clear, it's just nectar. You can shake it. And I got nothing. But there's not much of it. The other side is partially capped. And that one's got nectar in it. But it's not enough to deal with. I could pull some of these. But I probably won't. Just leave them there. But I will pull them before winter because there's not enough resources up here to do them any good. And empty frames are just a bait for hive beetles. So I will pull it, just not today. I can wait until frost. This hive I don't have to look for how it's growing because it's packed. But I didn't see a beetle trap, so it's probably got one in the bottom. So there's a beetle trap, and now it has one. Put it over in the corner. Oops. A beetle. And where's my top cover? There it is on the other side. And a lot of times you can look at the top cover and they'll have them, beetles will be hiding in it, getting away from the bees. All right, we're going to continue to put them on an angle so they can breathe because it's still just the middle of August, so we could have 2 or 3 more weeks of intense heat. All right, let's look over here. We have a few bees that are being stubborn. Let's take the brush to them. Usually all you have to do is flick them with the brush, and they're wanting to get away from that stinky stuff anyway. And they'll just fly away. Take my beetle trap out. Put that back on there for a minute. And I was way off camera. What I was doing there was I went over here. Look at all the bees on the front of that box. That's because of that stuff I used on the fume board to get the bees out of the honey super. Honey Bandit. I like the stuff. That works really well. Put it back on there for a few minutes. Drive the rest of them down, and then I'll go ahead and pull that box. All right, let's see what we got. Some of it may just be because the population's so big that they don't have anywhere to go. All right, so let me move this away from the hive. Put the top cover on there. And let them start moving back in. Okay, I'll move this over here a little ways. And I'm going to go into this one in the middle and see how it's doing. Hive tool. And before I get any further, my beetle bait. All right, now they can start moving back into that one. There we go. Ah, sticky mess. May just offset that a little so it can breathe. Let them girls have some fresh air. What do we have for you? Shoot them again before I pull a frame. Alright, it is full and is capped on one side. The next one is full and fully capped on one side, almost fully capped on the other. This one's looking like a harvestable box. Fully capped, mostly fully capped. That one's half capped on one side and not much of nothing on the other. It's almost empty on one side. Alright, that's a full frame. Well, on one side, partially capped. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is this box is not ready. It has several frames that are partially or mostly built. Mostly capped. But not fully. Just like the other one, it's not ready to be harvested. And I've got time to let them continue to build it. And I know this hive has plenty of population, so the queen is doing a good job. So, short inspections are nice. You don't necessarily have to go through the entire box. You just have to see if you've got resources. In this case, see if you've got a box ready to harvest. And I don't. Looks like I need another bye-bye beetle. Look, see if it's under this super. Nope. Okay, so I'm short one, but I haven't seen a beetle, so it's probably, the instructions said to put it on the bottom board, and some of these I did, some of them I didn't. Some of them I put 2 of them in, but I haven't seen a beetle. I see very few on any of my hives this year, so I'm not concerned about beetles right now. This time of year they do get, they do expand big time this time of year because there's lots of honey, there's lots of pollen, and that's what they are looking for. So this one is good to go. So I'm going to go cool off, and later this afternoon I'm going to come out and do a oxalic acid vaporization treatment again, and I'll be done for the day. Just a little video to watch the hive that I pulled the super off of. Watch it as it progresses back into the box. All right, here I am out on the Saturday the 23rd, and you can tell by the muffled voice that I'm wearing my mask. I'm fixing to do OA treatments. I didn't do them yesterday because I just was too hot, too tired. So here we are bright and early Saturday morning. It's 68 degrees. Great time to put on all this wonderful protective gear and get ready to treat some we're actually having a very nice cool strip. I think for the next week they're saying we might not even get into the mid 80s, maybe in the 70s most of the part of the time. Not quite cool enough yet for me to get out my formic, but I'm gonna hit them again with the OA and we should be good. What I'll probably do is test my hives next week, see what my varroa counts are. So I'll be ready and know if or which hives I need to treat with formic. Alright. I have screen bottom boards, so I have to put the insert in. And that's not going to do much good because it's too small. Let's see if I have the right one. Alright, the correct one. So I put the insert in, it also catches the drop. So I can kind of see how many mites drop. Alright, then I cover up part of the entrance which starts making the bees mad. I lay thread saying it's charged. And a little rip. It's kind of funny to watch some of the bees that come out are snow white. They got a real good dosage of OA. All right. And we're ready to move to the next one. Oops. Inserts. I don't have the right insert for either one of these two. So we'll just do what we got. It's a real simple treatment to do, and it's extremely cost effective. It knocks down the mites really well. You don't even have to go in the hives to do it. Just takes 2 or 3 minutes a hive and then you're done. That out of the way from my mower. All right, that's all there is for today. I know you don't need to see me do all 6 of my hives the same thing, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I really like to hear your comments on some of this, so leave me a comment down below. Keep watching and I'll be making some more videos.